students, welcome to my class. Today we will continue with the chapter trigonometric functions of class 11. In my previous video we have seen the trigonometric ratios as trigonometric function, and we have studied these two properties, some few properties of sine and cos functions. I have given the link in the description box. Today we will continue with few more properties of this function. Okay, so let us consider a unit circle. Let us consider a unit circle with center as origin of the coordinate axis. So, unit circle, the same circle we have discussed in the previous video also, unit circle, and here I am taking a point on the circle, any point P on the circle. So, the coordinate of P will be A and B, and suppose this point P subtends x radian with the positive direction of x-axis. How to represent this point P in terms of x? We have already seen this, that is cos x comma sin x. So the coordinate of P will be cos x and sin x. Now suppose if this angle x increases by a multiple of 2 pi. Suppose if this angle x increases by a multiple of 2 pi, that is if it reaches here, it will complete one full revolution, that is 2 pi. Again, if it goes here, it will reach the same point P. That is, if it completes a multiple of 2 pi, that is 2 pi plus x. So when it reaches, it takes a multiple of 2 pi, it reaches the same point, and we can write here the angle is 2 pi plus x. If it completes one full revolution and reaches the same point, then the angle is 2 pi plus x. Then we can write the coordinate of the point as cos 2 pi plus x comma sin 2 pi plus x. So here if you see, these 2 points represent the same point, these two coordinates represent the same point. From this we are going to get another important property, that is we can see that sin 2 pi plus x is equal to sin x. We can equate the x coordinate and y coordinate, so we will get sin 2 pi plus x is equal to sin x and cos 2 pi plus x is equal to cos x. That is, if x increases by a multiple of 2 pi, sin and cos functions will not change. Suppose if we are taking one more full revolution and reaches the same point, here the value is 4 pi plus x. So here in this point the angle is 4 pi plus x. In that case also we can write cos 4 pi plus x is equal to cos x. We will get cos 4 pi plus x is equal to cos x, and sin 4 pi plus x is equal to sin x. So if the angle increases by a multiple of 2 pi, sin and cos function will not change. This is a very important property for a multiple of 2 pi angle, for a multiple of 2 pi. Okay, so we can write sin 2n pi, all multiples of 2 pi, the value will not change. So sin 2n pi plus x is equal to sin x for n belongs to z, and cos 2n pi plus x is equal to cos x where n belongs to z. So these two important properties from this we will get. Okay, so this is very important property. If the angle is a multiple of 2 pi, then the value will not change. Sin and cos values will not change for a multiple of 2 pi. So now we will define the other trigonometric ratios. So how we are going to define the other trigonometric ratios? First we will take sin and cos, we have already seen. Now we will take tan x. So tan x we can write in terms of sin and cos. So we can write sin x by cos x. So tan x we can write as sin x by cos x. So f of x is equal to tan x is equal to sin x by cos x, but the denominator should not be 0. So if the function is defined, it should not be, denominator should not be 0, but you know that then what is the value when cos value will become 0? X is equal to 2n plus 1 into pi by 2, that is odd multiple. Suppose if x is an odd multiple of pi by 2, then the denominator will become 0. So you have to mention the condition x should not be odd multiple of pi by 2. So this condition is very important. Now the next function is cosec x. Cosec x we can write as 1 by sin x. So here the denominator is sin x. So when this denominator should not be 0. So x should not be n pi. So if x is an integral multiple of pi, the sin value will become 0. That is the denominator will become 0. So for those values function is not defined. So the condition is x should not be n pi. Now the next function is sec x. Sec x we can write as 1 by cos x. So again cos x denominator is cos x. So the same condition, x should not be odd multiple of pi by 2. Again the last function now cot x. Cot x we can write as cos x by sin x. So here denominator is sin x, so the same condition x should not be n pi. So we can define all the trigonometric ratios, so the other trigonometric ratios in terms of sin and cos. So all these trigonometric ratios are trigonometric functions. Okay, now we are going to learn signs of trigonometric ratios in different quadrant. Okay, so let us consider the coordinate axis. X, x dash, origin, y dash, and you know that the name of the quadrant, this is first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant. So we will name the quadrant in the anti-clockwise direction. And you know that what is the coordinate of a point? Sign of the coordinate of a point in the first quadrant is both positive. That is x coordinate and y coordinate are positive in the first quadrant. These are all you have studied in earlier classes. 9th and 10th you have already studied. In first quadrant both x coordinate and y coordinate of a point are positive. In the second quadrant x coordinate is negative and y coordinate is positive. And in the third quadrant both x and y coordinate is negative, and in the fourth quadrant x is positive and y is negative. So we know that how the sign of the coordinates of the point in four quadrant we have already studied. Now with this values, with this signs, we are going to see the sign of the trigonometric functions in each quadrant. So you know that for a point in first quadrant, actually x coordinate represent cos x and y coordinate represent sin x. So in the first quadrant cos x is positive, sin x is positive. So in first quadrant both cos x and sin x are positive, because already we have seen the coordinates of a point is in the form cos x sin x, that is cos x denote x coordinate and sin x denote y coordinate. Here in the first quadrant both x coordinate and y coordinate are positive, so cos x and sin x are positive. So then what about tan x? Tan x also will be positive. Tan x also will be positive because tan is sin x by cos x. So since these three ratios are positive, its reciprocal is also positive only. That is sec x will be positive, cosec x will be positive, and cot x also will be positive. So in the first quadrant all trigonometry functions are positive, all positive. It's very important. Okay, all positive in the first quadrant. Now we will move on to the second quadrant. Here if you see the first x coordinate is cos x. So what we are getting is cos x is negative but sin x is positive. Cos x negative, sin x positive. So what about tan x? Tan is sin by cos. So tan is also negative. Negative. And what about its reciprocal? That is sec will be negative. Sec x will be negative. and cosec x will be negative, sorry positive, because the cosec is the reciprocal of sine, and cot x is negative. So here in this quadrant, second quadrant, if you see, sine positive, sine and its reciprocal, sine will be positive. So here in the second quadrant you have only sine x and its reciprocal, that is cosec x will be positive. So these two only will be positive. All the remaining four trigonometry functions are negative in the second quadrant. Now if we move on to the third quadrant, here what we have is cos x is negative and sin x is also negative, because both are negative here, x coordinate and y coordinate are negative. So cos is negative, sin is negative. Then what about tan x is also tan x will be positive, because tan is sin by cos, so tan will be positive. Now the reciprocal we will write sec x is negative, cosec x is negative, and what about cot x? Cot x is positive. So in third quadrant only tan and cot will be positive. So tan x and cot x is positive in the third quadrant. Okay. Now fourth quadrant, if you see here, cos is positive. So sec also positive. Then sin is negative. Cosec is also negative. Then tan x is sin by cos, that is negative. So cot x is also negative. So in the fourth quadrant, if you see, cos x and sec x are positive. Only these two are positive in the fourth quadrant. So this is how the signs of the trigonometric functions in the four quadrant. Okay. So we have an easy method to remember all these. So we can write here in the first quadrant we have all positive, and in the second quadrant we have sign positive. So we can write, connect all these first letters of these ratios, and we can write all silver teacups. So this sentence you have to remember. Okay, all silver teacups, what it denote now? In first quadrant all ratios are positive. In the second quadrant sine, S means sine and its reciprocal, that is cosec is positive. And in the third quadrant tan, T means tan, tan and cot, its reciprocal, cot is positive in the third quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant C is cos and sec are positive. So you have to remember this one. This is a shortcut to remember the signs of trigonometric ratios in all the four quadrants. This is all silver teacups. We have many such sentences to remember this. So this one is an easy one, all silver teacups. So that is all positive, sin positive, tan positive and cos positive. So we have seen the signs of trigonometric functions in different quadrants. Now we have to learn two more formula. Now we have to learn two more formula. So let us consider a unit circle with center as the origin. Y dash. Now here I am taking a point P with the coordinates AB, and this point P subtends x radian with the positive direction of x axis. Now if you consider from the line OX, if I am taking minus x in the clockwise direction. So if I am taking x radian in the clockwise direction, this will become minus x. So this point will become, this point Q, what will be the coordinate of this point Q actually? So this is actually, this length is A and this is B. So the same angle only we have taken, but in the clockwise direction. So this height will will be minus b. Am I correct? So the coordinates of q will be, there is no change in this length. So a comma minus b. So we will get the coordinates of q as a comma minus b. Now here we know that what is, if it subtends x radian with the at the center, then the coordinates of p we can write as cos x comma sin x. So here the angle is minus x radian. So the coordinates of q we can write as cos of minus x comma sin of minus x. So now we are going to see this. What is cos of minus x? Cos of minus x is equal to a. Okay, what is a from this point? Cos x. So this is very important formula. Cos of negative angle, if you are taking negative, any negative angle for cos x, cos ratio of the negative angle, you will get cos x as answer. This is very important formula. Now we will take the next one, that is sin of minus x is equal to, what we have, sin of minus x is minus b. What is b? Sin x. So we can write this as minus sin x. So what formula we are getting? Sin of minus x is equal to minus sin x. So this is very important. The sin ratio of negative angle is equal to minus sin x. Using these two formulas, we can derive the negative angle for the remaining trigonometric ratios. So we will see now what is the value of tan minus x then. We have cos minus x is cos x and sin minus x is equal to minus sin x. So tan minus x we can write as sin minus x by cos minus x. So what is the value of sin minus x? Minus sin x, and cos minus x is cos x. So what answer we are getting? Minus tan x. So we can write tan of minus x is equal to minus tan x. Similarly, we can derive for the other ratio also. Okay. So cosec of minus x. So what is cosec x? 1 by sin of minus x. So this is nothing but 1 by minus sin x. So 1 by sin x is cosec x. So we can write as minus cosec x. Now sec x. Sec x is equal to 1 by sec of minus x is equal to 1 by cos of minus x, but cos minus x is cos x, so 1 by cos x is sec x. So for sec x, sec of minus x is sec x. Similarly, cot is the reciprocal of tan, so 1 by tan of minus x, cot of minus x is equal to 1 by tan of minus x, which is equal to 1 by minus tan x, that is minus cot x. So if you need not remember all these formulas, you have to study only these two formula. For sin and cos you have to study, then the remaining formula you can derive. So sin and cos, sin is negative and cos is positive. Cos of minus x is equal to plus cos x, sin of minus x is equal to minus sin x. If you know these two formula, the other formulas you can derive. So you need not by heart all the formula, but you should remember these two things. Okay, so we have completed in this video, we have completed the sign of trigonometric functions in different quadrant. So in the next video we will see the trigonometric functions, their domain, range and the graph of 6 trigonometric function. If you like my channel, you can share and subscribe. Your subscription my motivation. Thank you students.